Good evening. Welcome to the June 11th, 2025 meeting of the Town of Southampton Conservation Board. The board's meetings continue to be hybrid, which means they are both in person at Town Hall and via video conference through Zoom webinar. If you go to the town website and click on the town clerk's agendas and meetings portal, you can watch the live stream video of the meeting, and there is a link to submit written comments for the public record. You can also join the Zoom webinar through the town clerk's portal. If you are attending via Zoom and wish to speak during the meeting, then please alert our moderator by clicking the raise hand icon or type in the chat box. Thank you. I'd invite everyone to rise for the salute to the flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
What is your pleasure on the minutes of May 28th, 2025?
Move to be accepted as written and amended.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I abstain. I wasn't here.
I
2,
voted.
3, 4. We have 4 votes. Public hearings A019125, Jeffrey W. Howell, and the applicant requests an adjournment to July 9th, 2025. Is there anyone on Zoom who wishes to speak on this application?
There's no one on Zoom right now.
Are we making progress on this at all? Because we're up to 15.
Yeah, we
adjournments.
actually are.
Okay.
We need to make some final plan revisions, so they should be all set for the July date.
Okay.
Motion to adjourn to July 9th, 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? A019131, Lynn Prue Revocable Trust. Is there anyone on Zoom who wishes to speak on this application?
Same question. 21 adjournments. Are we making progress or not?
No new information whatsoever.
So 21 adjournments, we should be sending them some sort of a warning that they need to either fish or cut bait. 21 times is too much. Without progress.
Well, it's only been since 2020.
Then tell them to withdraw and reapply when they're ready. I'm tired of this. Really?
There is a point when
There's
they
a
have to
point
decide
where-
to fish or cut bait.
Exactly. Just what I said.
They're on their third agent, right? Yeah.
Send them a warning letter, please.
All right, are you done, Tom?
I could go on.
I know you can.
Well, let's
why-
make a decision.
Yeah.
Uh,
Do we direct someone to to send a warning letter, or don't we? I'll write my own. So
I don't think we wanna
get
do
someone
that.
to do it, or I'll write my own.
Would it be appropriate to send a letter and alerting the agent and/or applicant that we plan on closing the hearing at the next adjournment?
Yes, yep, we can do that. I have letters that we had sent in the past, so I'll just take that same format and send it.
If they wish for that not to happen, there needs to be some communication.
Thank you.
All right, for the time being, we're going to adjourn this to August 27th, 2025.
Second. Why are we doing that if we're sending them a letter?
If he doesn't show at the August 27th, we're going to close it.
Okay. Do you want it, so you want to give them till the August 27th date?
Yes,
Next.
yes.
They requested August 27th, or we just chose that?
The calendars are full.
Okay, but they didn't specifically request it?
No, I think they requested. Oh, they did? Oh, okay.
Because if they don't request a specific date, we give them a different date, they're gonna say, well, we couldn't make that date anyway. They'll use it as an excuse. If that's the date they agreed to, then
Okay.
we'll give them to that date, and after that,
Is there a motion to adjourn to August 27th?
I did make that. motion.
second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? A0240382737 East Shore Drive LLC. The applicant requests an adjournment to August 13th, 2025. Is there anyone on Zoom who wishes to speak on this application?
There's no one.
Motion to adjourn to August 13th.
Second.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Advisory reports for the planning board, David Goodman.
Good evening, Marty Shea, Chief Environmental Analyst for the town. This is pending new residential subdivision for a tract just north of Main Street in the hamlet of Bridgehampton. The town has worked with the landowner to try and create an affordable housing lot as part of the subdivision. There are several recommended advisory comments. And these were based upon an on-site meeting with the landowner. One, based upon an Environment Division field assessment completed on Thursday, May 29, 2025. The track is marked by open meadow, successional locust groves, and several noteworthy trees, including a large linden and crabapple along the north property line, as well as two mature Siberian elms at the far southwest corner. Second, the location of the linden along the north lot line should be surveyed and plotted on the subdivision plat so that the new common driveway can be routed to avoid damage to this tree. Thirdly, a minimum 25 feet wide unfenced deer movement corridor should be maintained along the easterly lot lines, and that's in order to retain a functional habitat link with the unfenced, naturally vegetated land on the abutting northerly property, as well as the required non-disturbance, non-fertilization buffers / easements within the subdivision map of Narrow Lane Realty Corp. Further to the north. And lastly, the planned scenic buffer adjacent to the First Baptist Church property to the south should be achieved by preserving existing natural vegetation rather than by planting imported non-native landscape stock.
Motion to send those comments to the planning board.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? For the ZBA, Matthew and Tracy Marafi.
Say, pending variance application for a residentially developed property in the hamlet of Shinnecock Hills. There are several recommended comments. The first is that the planned residential improvements, which variances are being sought, have already been authorized pursuant to administrative wetland permit number WAP 22038, which was issued on May 2nd, 2022. However, as the permit expired on May 2nd, 2025, an administrative wetland permit renewal application now needs to be filed. Second, said permit was conditioned upon continued protection of a wetland preservation area and a naturally vegetated wetland non-disturbance, non-fertilization buffer extending 75 feet landward of wetlands in accordance with the covenant recorded with the Suffolk County Clerk on July 10, 1999, under LIBOR number D00011732, page 420. And thirdly, the survey is prepared by William R. Simmons III with a latest revision date of February 23rd, 2023, which was filed with the pending variance application, which was updated to add roof dry well calculations, is consistent with the former June 2nd, 2022 survey, which was approved pursuant to the administrative wetland permit.
Motion to send those comments to the ZBA.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The administrative wetland permits are in your packets. Resolution of conditional approval, A 022037 Halsey Road LLC. Any discussion?
Move to issue.
Resolved that a conditional wetland permit approval be granted to 510 Halsey Road LLC for the proposed project with the terms and conditions for conditions set forth therein. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? A 024076, Jennifer Miller and Brian Miller. Any discussion?
Second.
Resolved that a conditional wetland permit approval be granted to Jennifer Miller and Brian Miller for the proposed project for the terms and conditions set forth therein. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? A 025008, Eric Bamberger and Marlo Bamberger. Any discussion?
Second.
Resolved that a conditional wetland permit approval be granted to Eric Bamberger and Marlo Bamberger for the proposed project for the terms and conditions set forth therein. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? A 025016, Eric Grave and Margaret Grave. Any discussion?
Second.
Resolved that a conditional wetland permit approval granted to Eric Grave and Margaret Grave for the proposed project upon the terms and conditions set forth therein. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Preliminary review circuit determination, A 024037, Andrew Brandman and Kira Brandman.
This application relates to an existing residentially developed property that is frontage on a fish cove and contains state and town regulated tidal wetlands. The application was filed in order to legalize a host of accessory and hardscape improvements, as well as to complete various improvements to the existing residence. There is a preliminary advisory report on file dated June 3rd, 2025. Among the many activities that need to be legalized or otherwise rectified include clearing and site disturbance within an existing covenanted, naturally vegetated buffer. The reclamation of that area will also require that various fences and hardscape be removed. The new work that's planned at the site include various additions to the existing residence. There is a screen porch, new deck and landing. There are changes that are needed to the existing driveway, as the applicant has agreed to upgrade the sanitary system in order to install an IAOWTS. There are various utilities that are being installed or upgraded as well. Consistent with the requirements, Chapter 325, the applicant has agreed to expand the existing naturally vegetated buffer to 75 feet landward of wetlands, and the large majority of improvements that even need to be legalized or are being planned do conform with the minimum required wetland construction setback. The applicant has come forward with an excellent buffer native revegetation plan. There are sufficient mitigative measures that are planned throughout this site in order to ensure that the project will not result in adverse wetland impacts. As such, we have sufficient information to make a determination. So I'm recommending that the public hearing requirement be waived.
Motion to waive the public hearing.
Resolved that the Town Conservation Board hereby waives the public hearings pursuant to Chapter 325, Section 325-80 of the Town Code. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? A 024068, 134 Middle Pond Road, LLC.
This application relates to an existing residentially developed property in the hamlet of Shinnecock Hills. The property extends into Far Pond and contains considerable tidal wetlands. There is a preliminary advisory report on file dated June 2nd, 2025. The applicant is seeking to expand the existing residence by building northerly and southerly additions. They have agreed to upgrade the conventional sanitary system to an IAOWTS. The applicant was also initially seeking to expand a non-pervious pool patio at lesser setbacks than required by code. I indicated that in order to mitigate the impacts, the buffer, there is an existing covenanted buffer. I indicated that that buffer would have to be further expanded as the applicant wants to retain the existing lawn area. They've since decided to modify their plans so as to abandon the plan for expansion of the patio. They've also agreed to replace the existing concreted hard surface patio with a pervious patio. There are no other significant issues of concern. There are some minor items that the applicant is also going to address. There are some invasive plants, silvergrass, that were planted in portions of the buffer. Those plants will be hand dug and removed. There are some errant wire fences that extend into the buffer. Those fences will be taken out as well. I had some concern regarding an existing unauthorized standing fire pit right up against the edge of the heavily vegetated buffer. I asked that that fire pit and a second fire pit be removed so there is no risk of wildfire at this property. The applicant has agreed to all of those mitigative measures. As such, this is an application for which we have sufficient information to make a determination. Accordingly, I'm recommending that the hearing requirement be waived.
Motion to waive the public hearing.
Second.
Resolved that the Town Conservation Board hereby waives the public hearing requirement pursuant to Chapter 325, Section 325-80 of the Town Code. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? A024077, Colin Heffern, the applicant requests adjournment or postponement to June 25th, 2025.
Motion to postpone to June 25th, 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution of conditional approval, this is for the one we just waived the public hearing for, A024037, Andrew Brandman and Kira Brandman. Any discussion?
Move to issue.
Second.
Resolved that a conditional wetland permit approval be granted to Andrew Brandman and Kira Brandman for the proposed project upon the terms and conditions set forth therein. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution to issue modification, CB 25015, Todd Newfield.
This wetland permit, which the applicant is seeking to modify, relates to an existing residentially developed property that has frontage on a freshwater pond. Initially, the plan was to expand the existing residence by constructing additions on the landward side and to also add a small swimming pool and patio areas at the south end of the residence. The plans called for upgrade of the sanitary system to an IAOWTS and replacement of the existing asphalt drive with a pervious drive as well as a significant scaling back of that driveway. The applicant had agreed to preserve the on-site wetlands, to remove a fence which was actually in the pond and along the rear lot line, and to establish a maximized covenanted naturally vegetated wetland non-disturbance non-fertilization buffer extending right up to the house. They also came forward with an excellent native revegetation plan. The applicant has since decided to modify the plans rather than retain the existing residence. Their preference now is to demolish and reconstruct the residence in the same footprints that the Conservation Board had previously approved. They also would like to put in a slightly larger swimming pool, but the extension would be at the landward end of the pool. So there is really nothing about these plan changes that will result in new significant adverse wetland impacts. As such, the resolution before you is to approve the requisite modified wetland permit to allow for demolition and reconstruction of this residence and building of the pool so that the applicant can go forward and file for a building permit.
Motion to issue the modification.
Second.
Resolved that a wetlands permit modification be issued to Todd Newfield for the proposed project on the terms and conditions set forth therein. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you all.